Okay.
Oh god.
Okay. Hello.
Hey Lou.
How you do? Sorry, we just had a little technical difficulty there.
Yeah,
We just yelled at ourselves.
Deafened ourselves. Yeah.
That was funny. Okay. What's going on?
Not much, man.
I don't feel good. I don't know
Are
if
you
you
sick?
can tell. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sick. We
Kinda.
might fly through this one. if you
That's
don't-
fine.
if you
It's
don't
a
mind.
flyable week.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, I think, for both of us.
Yeah.
I replaced the floor in my bathroom this last weekend, and then I
Oh,
started a new job. And you've had stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Moving basically.
Basically moving, right? Just back into your own place. I know how it feels. You know,
Oh,
just
yeah.
getting everything moved around. So, yeah. You got other than the movie news you just told me, which I said, ugh. To,
Oh right. There's like
the
a
birds
5-second teaser trailer for
the birds of prey. Any movie news?
I don't think so.
I think the only one I can think of is I know there's a movie coming out this week that I don't think a lot of people know about, and I saw it because I went to the movies a few weeks ago, and actually you might have been there. It's the movie about World War One. That's who's the guy Peter Jackson made? Have you heard anything about that? Well, I'll talk about it because I don't think anybody knows about this movie. But basically, it's a movie Peter Jackson made. He took a bunch of film from World War One, like
Okay.
black and white film,
Okay.
recolorized it, and World War One film, it was hand rolled,
Mm-hmm.
so it's in like somewhere between 72 and 50 frames a second. That's why whenever you watch it, it looks like everybody's moving at twice speed, right?
Yeah.
So he reframed it so it's 30 frame rate, so it looks normal. And it's like, I don't know, it's a documentary about World War One, and it's using real footage from World War One, recolorized, everything like that.
Is that like a festival film or is that like?
No, it's coming out everywhere. It's just like, it's just
Yeah,
not
I've never
very
heard
well
of it.
known.
That's weird.
But it's pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah.
The other movie news I have is I went to go see I watched. What did I watch?
Bad Times at the El Royale.
No, I did not.
Damn you.
I apologize. What movie did I see? Shit.
Would you watch it here? Like at home?
Yeah. God, I'm awful at this.
Was
What
it
was
Netflix? You're in it? Hulu?
All right, you know what? Forget it. I told you about Mary Queen of Scots, right?
Yeah.
Garbage. Okay,
Uh-huh.
moving on. No, I can't. I'll probably pick up on it eventually. But what's it called? The other movie I wanted to talk about is. Have you seen the trailers for The Upside with Kevin
Yeah.
Hart and Bryan Cranston? I was so excited to go see that. It has like a 36 on Rotten Tomatoes. I was
Right.
like,
Trying to remember. Yeah, I heard it wasn't very good.
that's sad. I wanted to go see that. There's two good actors, so I was like expecting it to be good, but nip. All right. I can't remember the movie I watched.
Hey, what are we, by the way?
Well, I'm Will.
Yes.
Who are you?
I don't know.
You don't know who you are. This is a critically average podcast. I'm your host, William Weber. That's my co-host, Elijah.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Didn't you have a question you meant to ask me?
No.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row.
Moving on. Okay.
Moving on.
I've yet to find a good one, actually. I was going to do it this week, but it's not very interesting.
Okay.
So I'll do it
All right.
eventually.
We're just making no sense right now, by the way.
What do you mean?
We're just talking about some nonsense behind the
Beautiful.
scenes.
Yep. I have a thing up my sleeve.
You're just waiting for the
I'm
perfect
just waiting
time.
for the perfect time.
Right.
And today's not the day to do it. It just won't come off very well. Okay. This is a cool list, though. I'm excited about this list. I actually spent like a good amount of time formulating this list.
Oh, yeah?
So it's things that need redemption,
Yep.
which is kind of an open-ended.
Yeah, I mean, like,
But
I have
you'll see.
TV shows, movies,
Oh,
video games, characters, sort of.
I didn't do any TV
Awesome.
shows. I'm excited to see what your TV shows are.
I have 2.
Okay. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Metroid Prime.
You're
The
gonna have to
game-
fill me in.
The game, it's like a Nintendo game
Okay.
with Samus.
Yep.
Yeah. I used to play it all the time back on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And like I played it, almost made my list last week, but it just didn't create the amount of time played as the others.
So does it really need redemption, or does it need just?
It just needs updated because she's like a playable character on the Smash games.
Yeah.
Yeah, she always has been, but she hasn't had a new game since the GameCube. Like I think that was one of her latest games. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So she hasn't had a game since the GameCube came out, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha. So she just needs like a new polished, like Doom style.
Mm-hmm. I know it's like they're trying to work on something, but it's in like developmental hell.
Oh God.
So
it'll probably be out in 6 years and not be nearly as good as it could have been if they just worked on it, right?
Perhaps.
That's normally what happens.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, my number 10 is number 10 for a reason because it's right on the edge of falling off where I'm like, don't give a shit. But the only reason I do give a shit is because I've read stuff about them. But the Fantastic Four,
okay,
I feel like they're definitely the best for a redemption because both of theirs have been complete shit.
Yep.
But it's, again, they're right on the edge of like, do I even care at this point?
All right. If it becomes Marvel, I think.
But like I said last week, what we think is going to happen after Endgame, I think the Fantastic Four could open up a new realm that hasn't been covered yet, right? With like Secret Wars and stuff like that. And so that for that reason, I think they could use some redemption. But other than that, just I don't want to see a Solo. You know what I mean? I don't want to see like a Fantastic Four redo,
like origin coming together story. Yeah.
I just want them to exist in the universe all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because they're almost like Spider-Man. Like, everyone knows it by now.
Exactly.
Even, well, I don't know. Like, the origins were kind of different. And
there's two very distinct origins, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's, like, the in space got hit by a solar flare.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, teleported to another dimension, came back different.
Exactly.
Those are the two set in stone. But
you can get the general idea, though.
What'd you say?
You can kind of get the general idea.
Yeah, and their characters are very iconic. You know what I mean? Like, you got the stretchy one, you got the strong one, you got the fire guy, you got the invisible girl. You know?
Yep.
So yeah. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is The Defenders. So the Marvel, Netflix originals.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you change Charlie Cox?
No.
He's the best.
I think he's the best part.
Good,
yeah.
Good.
So I don't know if it's like a reboot on a TV show or what, but they shouldn't have got canceled. I don't think there's so much worse on Netflix.
That's true.
Unless they're waiting for their streaming service to come.
Yeah, I think it was more of a fact that people have dropped off because of the non-success of Luke Cage 1, Luke Cage 2.
Yeah.
Or not Luke Cage 2.
Iron Fist?
Iron Fist 2 was pretty lame. And then I think the biggest one was Jessica Jones 1 was amazing. Jessica Jones 2 is like a pile of dog shit. So it's like, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think it's a combination of they're going through shifts, right? And so Marvel just said, nah, shut it down. Because we're not going to keep it going.
Yeah, so... because, like, the only one I didn't see was Iron Fist, the first season.
Yeah.
And all of them were really good. Like, Daredevil was, Jessica Jones especially. Luke Cage was fine.
They're much more serviceable than most television shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of shows on Netflix that are just... there's no reason for them to be on there.
Yeah.
Especially movies. Like, they put a ton of money in movies that are just garbage.
Yep.
7 Minutes in Heaven or whatever.
Oh, the one you're talking about?
Like, why? Why did that movie get made? Whatever. My number 9. I like that one, by the way. My number 9 links in with my number 10. And you probably have it on your list, so I'll let you talk about it. But mine is Dr. Doom.
Yes. I almost left him off just because I said it, but I was like, he's too good not to put on here. So
Did you put it on your list?
He's on here.
We'll talk about him more in a second.
Okay. So my number 8 is Green Lantern.
Yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But he'll be included in one of mine later. But
okay. So we'll swap then. You talk about him later, and I'll talk about Doom later. All right, so you're 8.
My number 8 is Mr. Freeze.
Okay. He almost made it on here.
Because Mr. Freeze is a very complex character, right? Like, he actually, in comic books and cartoons and everything, he has a very good reason for doing what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's really not that big of a villain, and Batman kind of, like, understands. He's kind of like a Killmonger kind of guy, right?
Right.
Like he's a good villain. And they used him once, and I don't think anyone is ever going to touch him ever again, because they just... they picked possibly the worst actor of all time to portray that dude.
Oh, Arnold?
Yeah, it's just not a good pick.
Right.
Like,
I mean, even because Gotham did an episode with him.
Yeah.
And it was actually really good.
Exactly, because he's like a very interesting character, right?
Because he's like doing it to help his wife.
Yeah. And, yeah, he's just... I don't know. I can remember playing Batman Arkham City.
Right.
I think it is. That Mr. Freeze is in there.
I think so.
And he has like a really good story arc in that. And it's like 10 times better than any movie I've ever seen with Mr. Freeze in it, which there's only one, so...
Yep. Sorry. Let me turn my ringer off.
Yep. Can you imagine a Christopher Nolan Mr. Freeze? How, like, realistic he would have made that? That would have been cool.
Yeah. I don't remember.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to think. I don't know why I said I remember what it will look like. But I'm just trying to think, like, the differences in Bane's.
I mean, Bane's like a completely different...
Yeah. He's from, like, some juiced up...
Luchador that
to...
can't articulate words to, like,
to Tom Hardy.
Super smart, powerful character.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I would like to see it, but...
That'd be interesting. What you got?
My number 7 is a twofer, but they they go together like a package deal. It's Galactus and Silver Surfer.
Nice.
So with your Fantastic Four from earlier, because Galactus is a huge role in the comics, and Silver Surfer's kind of like his ward.
Exactly.
So,
and those two go together.
Yeah.
So if you bring back one, you got to bring back the other. And Silver Surfer, I think Silver Surfer is actually really interesting in that movie.
Yeah, he was
the best part.
That's not hard to be the best part in one of those movies, though.
Yeah.
So.
And then Galactus is a giant smoking cloud.
Yeah, in that for some reason.
And it's just dumb.
Yeah.
But Silver Surfer is really good in that. And he's an interesting character in the...
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, sat there and thought about him, though?
Who?
Silver Surfer.
What about him? He's just this, like, metallic
He's just
dude.
a metallic dude that rides on a silver, like, surfboard.
It's very,
if you
like,
sit there
1950s, 60 comic book.
Exactly. If you break it down, you're like... it's almost like... It almost feels like a what do you call it? A symptom of, like, having to hand draw every single page. They're like, let's just make a dude that's all one color so we can slap out pages.
Or they're running low on budget and they couldn't afford more color.
Exactly. So. Well, think about it. Like Fantastic Four, they're like blue.
Oh,
full
entire blue
suit, yeah. I'm surprised Spider-Man even got made. Like, can you imagine each little web every single time?
Right.
So.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about. Because nowadays you could draw like one and then digitally print it different, So. My number 7 is The Dark Tower.
Oh, okay.
So this had Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba. You say all right. Listen, so I started reading this book, right? The Dark Tower. It's a book by Stephen King.
Yes.
There is no way that movie should have ever been released at PG-13.
Really?
The book hinges on being over R. I don't even know if that's like a thing.
Is it like TVMA?
TV
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what it like. It's bad. The book is brutal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, he's a gunslinger. That's what he is, right?
Yeah.
And like for example, one of the scenes in the book is like he has to beat his master, right? And he uses this raven hawk that he's been training, and the imagery that comes through of how this guy is getting attacked by a hawk, like his eye is hanging out and dang.
Man.
Yeah, it's like you made it PG-13, like, and there's other parts of this book I won't even get into because it's a little too weird and dark. just make it R. Keep the same guy. Matthew McConaughey is a perfect Man in Black. And Idris Elba, I think, is really cool as the gunslinger. You know? I really like that. But just go for it. Because I understand they went PG-13 to try to get a bunch of people in. But the people that care about it are not going to go see it now. Because they know it's like, oh, it's going to be a watered-down piece of shit.
You always face that problem when you make something based off a book.
Very true.
You know?
Because books,
no matter what it is.
Yeah, because I think books should be Netflix movies. Because they can do whatever they want. And they can give it a big budget. And they don't really care because all they're doing is keeping people in.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So, whereas if a studio makes it, then they have to make money on it. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have to put it out in theaters. So, yeah. All right.
My number 6,
Uh-huh.
I have Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's not exactly been portrayed the best, huh?
They kind of bungled him.
Yeah, and we've never gotten Power Suit Lex Luthor either.
Yeah.
Which would be dope.
Well, the thing is, he's just, a man,
Uh-huh.
but he's like a genius.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can go, he can, I'm not going to say go toe-to-toe with Superman, but
even be his nemesis.
yeah, the fact that just some regular man is,
Yeah.
and the fact that whatever we got with Jesse Eisenberg is what we got is sad.
I get where they were going with that,
Mm-hmm.
because they were trying to make it more like millennial.
I was going to say that too, yeah, millennial.
And, which is never a good idea, by the way.
No.
Unless
Unless you want someone to hate, then yeah.
True. But that's the fact. That's the difference. Is every single time I've seen Lex Luthor in comics or cartoons and stuff, is you don't exactly hate him.
Mm-hmm.
He does bad things, but you're not you don't viscerally hate this guy. He's just a guy trying to be a businessman, and he thinks that Superman is a problem. Which Superman probably is a problem, having someone with that much power. You know? So I understand where he's coming from, and in the movie, it's just oh god, that's a bad portrayal. And then Kevin Spacey, way back in the Disney,
when he didn't,
just kind of lame too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was just with the times. The Superman in general was kind of lame.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. My number 6 is Indiana Jones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the first 3 are fine. I think they really botched it with Crystal Skull. And if you want to pass the torch, they're working on this right now.
Yeah.
Right? But if you want to pass the torch, you need to get it done before what's his name dies.
Oh, Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford, right?
Well, it's not like you can Force Awakens it.
What do you mean?
Because he agreed to do that one, basically because he knew he was not going to have to do another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So just bring him in, say, hey, we're going to pass the torch to a new Indiana Jones, and then make it like a James Bond thing.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep making interesting stories, keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because I think they're fun.
Yeah. I don't know. Because, let's see, Indiana Jones, the time frame, it was World War II-ish?
One of them was World War II for sure.
Right.
I'm pretty sure all of them were just around World War II.
And then the other one was
1950s, 60s.
With the Nevada thing. Because the aliens in Crystal Skull.
Oh, that one's late. That one's 2000s.
Boswell, that's what it's called. With the Boswell alien sightings or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Is that
I'm just trying to think, is there a way you could, different era in between what we have so far? Because you can't have him older than what he was in Crystal Skull.
Okay, I say you just take him as he is right now. Don't really say what time it is.
Okay.
2001, for example.
Right.
Sure.
Well,
right?
Do you think he'd still be alive then?
Oh, shit, you're right. He was
Because Boswell was in, the 70s.
Okay, shit. Let's say it's the 1990s, okay? And he sees this little kid, and he trains this little kid to be a little, and then it moves on, and it's, it's Chris Hemsworth or something like that,
right.
Or not Chris. Chris has too much. Just give it somebody else. some up-and-coming actor, and it's in the 2000s, and now he's a full-grown man, and he's out there living on the legacy. Doesn't have to be his dad or his son. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of that shit. Just A new Indiana Jones.
Kentucky Johns.
I like that.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
I thought that was like a thing. I didn't know you just like.
Oh.
Can you imagine that? The Adventures of Kentucky Johns.
That sounds like a KFC sort of commercial ripoff. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's
All right,
good.
ready for the next one?
You know that KFC commercial?
Which one?
There's a lot of good ones, but the new ones are pretty damn good. But the one where he walks in, he's holding the family deal, and his arms are like fucking like fake and long,
fake
and he's
arms.
like, it gets me every time.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is How I Met Your Mother.
The whole thing?
Not necessarily the whole thing, just the ending.
Yeah, I agree. The last 3 seasons, just need to be wiped and redone.
Yeah.
Because you have Ted's marriage getting messed up, the entire marriage on the
Both of Barney's marriages.
Barney's marriages. That whole season is not that one place, right?
Just about, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah,
then you have
and
the
they're-
last season, which is just fucking garbage.
Yeah. So I don't know how they would do it, but for such a show that had good potential and stuff,
Yeah.
and was very loved at the time,
Yeah.
and then
They really
it's kind of
painted
like
themselves-
a Lost.
They really
sort of
painted themselves in a corner, right?
They
They
did.
said, we're going to tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went and told the story just nonstop. You know what I mean? Just like every little detail. And then when it came down to like, oh, we actually have to bookend this,
Yeah.
it's like just got weird, you know?
Yes.
And you could see where they wanted to go. They're like, Robin's been this character, and they wanted to do that, but they gave the mother 4 seconds of like glory, which you've been waiting for the whole time, and she's an interesting character, and then 2 seconds later, you're like, well, and Robin's back, and you're like, she just died of cancer. you know, it's bad. We've talked about this, but
Yep.
definitely needs a redo. I wish I wouldn't have seen that end because I watched that whole show.
Right.
My number 5 is The Last Airbender.
Ah, yes.
Just get M. Night Shyamalan out of here.
Yeah.
That is still and was a very beloved show.
It still
our
is,
childhood.
yeah.
And they're still making it with The Legend of Korra or whatever, right?
Yep.
And so I think it's a little past my time, but it could get a redemption and could be very interesting. I think today's special effects could make that awesome, like really cool.
Yeah.
You know? And it's an easy story. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
Well, I mean, like in the movie, they're basically like dancing while flailing their arms with, and then everything like comes with them. Like he does like some weird turns, arm movements, and like a flip for like fire to go. You know?
Yep.
Where in the show they're just like,
yeah, no,
they just move your hands.
Some
in
of the more
whichever way.
complex stuff, they have to like work on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like for most things, like the example you just showed is the Korra, I think it is.
Yeah.
The one she literally just like and a block of earth comes up and then she goes whoo and it flies across the room. It's not hard.
No.
And the final scene where he's fighting the Emperor, like they are just like whoo, 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 just throwing shit at each other, and that's what makes it interesting. I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a video game where
Someone's
like a
just
Mortal Kombat where
button
someone's in the
smashing, trying
corner
to
like
figure out
doing their thing like, oh, I finally got it to throw the shit, you know? It's like, what are we doing? Like, oh, it's your turn. It's your turn. Hit me.
Or it's when you're in practice and the other guy's just knocked out but standing there and you're trying to do your combo.
You try to get the fatality. You're like, oh, I fucked it up again. And so you just kick the dude in the face a few thousand times.
Yep. Exactly.
That should, Yep. Yes.
Yep. All right. My number 4 is the previously mentioned Dr. Doom.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So he's so important and plays a big role in the comics. I mean, I haven't read really any comics, but like he yields the Infinity Gauntlet at one point.
And you've watched enough YouTube videos to know a lot about the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, he is. He's very important. He's very important, and they've already ruined this, but Wanda and Maximoff's story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and he's not just with Fantastic Four. He's like transcends all heroes.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause he's a worthy foe about everybody.
And he goes back and forth. You know what I mean? He's very back and forth. Sometimes they need him, sometimes they fight him.
Well, yeah, like he's friends with 2 of the Fantastic Four, or was.
And it's like a complex friendship, right? Because they understand why he's the way he is now.
Yep.
Whereas in the movie that we got, he's just an asshole the whole time.
Yeah.
Even before they got changed, he's a dick. Like,
yeah, because some trash bags got stuck to him. He turned into.
That's so fucking weird. And because Miles Teller was like, talking up his girl.
Oh right.
Right? Isn't that what they did?
I guess so.
Movie's garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bless you.
thank you. And he I know he is. I just can't remember the actual. He like is a leader of his own country eventually.
Yeah.
Like Is it Transylvania?
No, that's Hotel Transylvania.
There's also a place called Transylvania. It's an actual place in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, because in the movies, he's just some American dude. Well,
Yeah.
not necessarily. It's Latveria.
Latveria, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he has a lot of stuff to get into, and all we've seen is
He's
him
the
just
Supreme Lord.
wow. And what have we seen of him?
He was like a friend scientist.
And he can do some lightning stuff. Or in the new one, he can shoot green stuff all over the place.
Yep.
So weird.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that final fight scene, dude.
Oh, on
if you wanna,
that planet with the giant blue beam in the sky.
if
Most
you
typical
ever want to
thing.
see how not to do a final fight scene, that is it right there.
Yep.
Just watch that, study that, do the opposite of that, and you'll make a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree completely. All right, my number 4 is also a villain,
Okay.
also in a movie.
Okay, I'm gonna try to guess it.
Okay,
Marvel or DC?
DC.
Sinestro.
Mm-mm.
Oh, damn.
Sooner.
Doomsday.
Yes, Doomsday. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Classic Zack Snyder just bit off more than he could chew and went for it right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doomsday's like a much more interesting character. He's not just this hulking beast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like literally, he was created like in a Kryptonian lab,
Yes.
and when he was born or whatever, he was just thrown out to the wild, and whatever killed him, they would like bring him back and like program him whatever to survive it again until like every time he died, and they just kept rebirthing him.
Exactly.
You know.
So by the time he gets to face Superman, he is like ready for anything,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it shows because
Yeah.
he fucking kills the
him.
man
Yeah.
who is unkillable, right? And what did we get to see? We got to see him get put down 2 or 3 times.
Well, he got
And he
nuked
evolved.
and nothing happened.
And then he evolved a few times, right?
Yeah, he got some spikes.
Got some spikes. But like they took what in the comics is like 15 years of evolving this guy to be perfect,
Mm-hmm.
to beat whoever he comes up again, and just condense it down to 5 minutes.
Yep.
It's like it just didn't work, you know?
Yeah.
It's just much more interesting. I don't know what they could do with it, but
It's not like they can really resurrect him.
well, hold on, I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I get
What's
it.
your number?
So my final 3 are video games.
Okay, sweet.
So number 3, I have NFL Street.
Lit. Oh my yes. Oh my god.
So I'm
yes.
guessing you played it.
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is, like NFL Street was so cartoonish and wild,
Yeah.
but it was so entertaining.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
If I have Madden 19, and there's a span there where I was playing it like every day. But the thing is, I can only play like one game a day.
Because it's just
It's just tedious.
yeah.
Like same thing. Like I run this play, I just run some plays, and then this. The thing like NFL Street is, it's just so much more fun. Like every down or every possession you have, you could do a bunch of different stuff. Like you can like some trick plays. You can jump off freaking walls and stuff.
And the other thing is it's condensed and it's quicker. Like it's
Mhm.
faster paced.
Yeah.
And so you have your regular Madden mode.
Yep.
And then just have a street mode so that you can go and fuck around and have fun for a little bit and do flips and get on you get on fire and stuff and
I don't remember what it's called, but
you could throw bombs and it would be like on fire and everything like that. Kind of like an NBA street where you just like throw up a shot and it would just like
from wherever
blow up,
Yeah. So, and I love playing that as a kid.
Can I retcon your thing?
Yeah, why?
All streets. I think
like
all
FIFA?
streets need to come back.
Streets?
FIFA Street needs to come back. NBA Street needs to come back, and NFL Street. All streets need to come back.
All streets, yeah. I mean, everyone loved those games.
NFL Street was the shit. I've put a good amount of time in that as my childhood.
Mm-hmm. And they even had like the special ball too. Like you could buy it. And you know how many people actually bought that because it was like the orange, white, and black.
And it was like nerfy,
a stripey sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Nerf.
All right. My number 3 is not nearly as interesting. No, I'm just kidding. Batgirl.
Okay.
So we've seen her.
Yeah.
One time. Right? One time?
Alicia Silverstone, is that her name?
Yeah. And what's it called? Batman and Robin. I mean, you don't really have to justify why we need a new one. You know what I mean? Like, it was just bad. But she's just much more interesting. I feel like her costume was garbage in that. She's her own character. You know what I mean? She does her own things.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go further, you could do Barbara Gordon's version and make her the Oracle at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which I think would be really cool. And if you want to build a universe, having Batman and Oracle at the center of it, kind of like Tony, Tony and Jarvis. Yeah.
Well, even the Arkham games.
Yeah,
she was in all of those. Really,
she's a big.
All of them, but most of them.
She's a big part in those. So, and I really like. I don't know. I don't know if this is a thing. I'm sure it is, but like the duality between Batgirl and Catwoman, because they both kind of, you know what I mean. Catwoman would probably get jealous that Batgirl is hanging out with Batman, right? So I just think that would be cool.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of girls that I bet would love to play that. A bunch of actresses right now that would be all over that.
Yep.
And on top of that, she could be a strong female superhero for the changing of the ages.
Yes, sir. Ready for my number 2?
I'm ready.
So this one's like a rant kind of one.
Oh God.
So it's FIFA in general.
Okay. All right.
So the thing is, when you look at a game like FIFA or even any of the EA sports games, when there's like fundamental flaws in your game, like there is with FIFA right now, like it is just complaint after complaint about the gameplay and stuff. Yeah. Like there's so many broken mechanics. Like it's literally they'll patch something, and when they patch something, another exploit is found.
So it just births another problem.
Exactly.
Yep.
So like for instance, recently there was time finesse shots because you have to like hold it down, and if you get it like a bar will close, and if you get it like green, it's like almost guaranteed it goes in.
Yeah.
So the thing was, people would just pass it, and before they even got the ball, they would time finesse. So you could be turned away from goal, and someone just go like 180 from the goal and just shoot and score from like wherever.
That's broken.
Yeah. So they'd fix it, and then something else. Like now it's like back post crosses.
Yeah.
Like no matter who you got or what, like if you cross it to the back post over the goalie, it's going in. Like someone will head it. So the thing is, like, people have reached out to like the developers at EA and asked like, why are there problems always back to back to back? He says, like, some of the developers are like, sometimes it's just the coding in the game where it's too big an update that they have to work on it for the next release of the game. So like there's problems in FIFA 19 that they can't fix.
That'll never get fixed till FIFA 20.
Yeah. So the thing is,
that's
like,
just garbage. I mean,
that's
just
terrible.
Made a bad game.
Like it's an esport.
Yeah,
like,
you just made a bad game.
Yeah.
That's like when that's like when Fortnite updates their game.
Yeah.
And 2 days later they have a tournament for millions of dollars, and people are like, "You just like, for example, you added fucking planes,
right?
And then now you're gonna like that changes the whole dynamic."
Yeah. Well,
and you gave us 2 days to prepare for it. It's like FIFA. You put out an update. There's now a new game-breaking thing, and everyone's just gonna use that. Yep. You know, everyone's gonna change their play style to have a tall striker so they can back post cross it and score every single time.
Exactly. And like to take,
and that's just not fun.
I know it because it gets like
repetitive and boring, and it doesn't allow for any other play styles or any other players. Or
exactly, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, it's literally like what's meta are the players that you can use, and if you don't use those players, you're basically at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
So, but like take Fortnite for instance, how it's not a yearly release game; it's update after update after update, and it's just these yearly cycle of updates
of development.
Where like FIFA should honestly switch to.
Yeah, it should it should release a game and just keep updating it and do a big update every single November.
Like, whenever
or September, sorry, to refresh and revamp the game.
Yeah, new games. Like Ultimate Team would be hard because, if you're working this long. But, I mean, you could just keep going with the Ultimate Team. Just release a bunch of new content. Like, all new players, like, and different ratings.
Don't make it broken to the point where the people that have been around for 12 years are just going to destroy the people that have been around for 2,
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Maybe over time, the cards you had way back then drop a little bit.
Yeah, they could.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, they release all new cards and stuff of the same players.
Yeah, so let's say, like, you have an Ibrahimovic from 2018.
From last year,
and it's 2020, right? And so when you got Ibrahimovic, he was 98, right? But now that it's 2020, he's now a 92.
Yeah,
right?
Because he's getting older and
that's like the end. He'll stay 92 forever now, right?
Yeah.
But now there's a new Ibrahimovic or a new player that is like him that's a 96. And you're like, okay, now I have incentive to go get him instead of just keep my team from 2018.
Yep.
That's a genius idea, I think, and it keeps their model in place, which is they need to make money off of microtransactions.
Like, because Team of the Year was about a month ago at the beginning of the year, and then they took a week off, and then they did another promo, was like Future Stars, and that ended last Friday.
Yeah.
But since then, there's just nothing new. So it's literally like you can just play games. So it's literally like content creators and like YouTubers are just waiting for like promos to start doing real stuff, or in between it's just like they just upload gameplay or something.
Yeah, so it gives the content creators nothing to work off of.
It's just play it and then get more mad at it and how bad it is.
That's a tough deal.
Yep.
I think the thing about esports is, the meta, like going for the meta. Same thing with Call of Duty is like, if you think about Call of Duty, there's like one gun that everybody uses.
Oh yeah.
Like they'll be playing team deathmatch, and 5 out of the 5 people are all rocking the Vesper, for example.
Right,
it's like, why are we even watching? It's literally there is no strategy, nothing. It's whoever wins their gunfights more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And for example, I think the last Call of Duty I can remember that you had to have everybody rocking different loadouts to really work was Ghost, and that's what's sad. Ghost is like good for competitive because one dude would be rocking an AR for long range, one dude would be rocking up close, everything like that. Now it's literally everyone rocks a Vesper because you can shoot a dude from 600 yards away for some odd reason.
Yep.
And it's just ridiculous. There's one gun and one gun only, and guess what? They balance it so that gun drops, and then here comes a new guy.
Here comes a new one. Yep.
So dumb. Yep. Whereas in Fortnite, for example, building is obviously meta, but what you do past that is your,
what sets you apart.
Exactly. If you're more of this guy, if you're more of a sniper, if you're more, it's just a little more interesting if you ask me.
Yeah.
All right. My number 2 is not a video game. That was a good one, though. And I think your idea of keeping FIFA as a constant updated game is a very good idea. Like, really good.
Well, it wasn't my idea, but I was just...
Really? Yeah. Okay. I thought it was yours.
I would take credit, but I'm not going to.
Okay. Mine is Transformers, and this is solely because of the Bumblebee movie. So, like I said the other week, Bumblebee is still shit, okay?
Yes.
It's not great. It's not 92%, or whatever the hell they gave it. Right. The storyline, still bad, and everything like that. The fight scenes in that movie are so good. They make up for it, honestly. Yeah. Like, you should go see... Have you seen it?
No.
You should go see it just for the fight scenes.
I'll see it when you see Bad Times.
Fair enough. Like, they use their transform to their advantage.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. He'll switch to something when it seems applicable. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I did see a
clip.
Yeah, on my Twitter one time, and it was like they're transforming mid-fight to like gain momentum for a punch or something like that. You know.
Exactly. And did your phone die?
No, I don't know. It was on like 70%.
Do you remember your number one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so, I don't know. And I think they should just make a Cybertron movie. Because the aesthetic they did in that movie for Cybertron was, like, really cool.
Okay.
Are you a little distracted?
Yeah, it just won't turn on.
There's a charger underneath my comforter. If you just pick it up, my iPad should be under there. You can rip it off of there and plug it in and see if it revives it. Yep. So, just fix the story beats. Beats? Your phone dead, bro.
No, it's not dead, because if it's dead, it would the button wouldn't press.
Oh. Hold on. Let me go IT. Okay, sorry. Had to fix the phone there.
Yeah.
What's your number one? It's another video game, right?
Yeah, it's another video game. We talked about it. Was that last week? Probably. The video games, right? It was last week?
Extensive, yes.
Yeah, so it's Lego Star Wars.
Ooh.
Yes. So like you suggested, like re-release what we had already, but updated,
Yeah.
the graphics, everything, but then add everything, all the new stuff.
Episode 7, Episode 8.
Mhm.
You'd probably release this with Episode 9, like during the movie.
Yeah.
And then Rogue One and Han Solo movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like all that stuff.
And maybe even add the Clone Wars in there.
Oh, the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Rebels? Why not?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Because that's such a good game.
And you know the Old Republic?
For all ages. Yeah.
You could make a Star Wars version of the Old Republic. Just do the story of that. Can you imagine the expanse of that game? People would play that forever.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It is.
And so I think, yeah. So that would be like redemption for the Episode 7 one. Because the first 6 are good. I think that game's good.
Oh, the complete saga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just needs updating, and then it needs to better what it's been doing.
A
lately.
re-release. Because if you're going to play it, I'm trying to think. Well, you can play it on the 1 now, but
Yeah.
It just needs like a re-release sort of thing,
Gotcha. Yep. All right, my number one. I said I'd talk about this later.
Green Lantern.
It's the DC universe.
Oh, okay.
As a whole. One of those being the Green Lantern, because he got royally boned.
He did.
With his movie. His movie is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, even though he was separate from the current universe,
yeah,
but still.
He still needs and they haven't done anything with him yet, right? They've just hinted at Hal Jordan or whatever, right?
Just the Green Lantern Corp.
Yeah, and all that. But it just needs a redo. They just need to clean slate it and restart. Because the Justice League is 10 times more interesting than the Avengers, if you ask me. But I'm not hyped for the next Justice League movie. I am ecstatic for the next Avengers movie.
Well, I don't know for sure, but I did hear rumors that they've basically given up on universe stuff and just worried about individual movies and characters.
Which I think is a horrible idea.
Really? I mean,
I think they should. But so what are they saying?
Like they're not gonna worry about tying in movies to other stuff, except the other movies of themselves.
But then that just deletes
Wonder Woman.
But that just deletes the eventuality of ever having a Justice League movie again. We're just stuck with that Justice League movie. I'm not saying they're
stopping that. They're just worrying about each individual character and getting them right.
Yeah.
And then the team up.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, man, they're in such a weird position. This is why they just need to clean slate it, fire everybody, and redo it. I'm just saying, and make it gritty. Stick with it. Stick with it. You can do this. You want to set yourself apart. You don't want to be the Avengers.
Right.
Just keep it gritty. Don't have Batman murdering people and branding them, but he is a gritty character. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He will punch a dude until he bleeds, and he's probably gonna die if he doesn't get help.
He'll paralyze the guy.
But
he'll drop. Was it in The Dark Knight? He's like, if you're gonna drop me from this height, you might want to move up because this isn't gonna kill me. Is that I'm planning on it and dropped him. To like break his legs.
Exactly. It's like he will fuck a dude up. He's not gonna call in his Batwing to murder people in cold blood.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, okay, that could be an interesting story beat, right? Like the sheer amount of potential this universe had. I'm telling you, if they would have bait and switched, and this was like an alternate universe where Batman is like gritty, and then they bring in Jake Gyllenhaal as like the other universe's Batman, and he's like the good guy. Fucking oh my god, can you imagine?
Yeah.
But no, they just stuck with this bullshit and never retconned why Batman's murdering people. They set up this weird dark side thing that they didn't do anything about except for called in Steppenwolf, who only the nerds know about.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just bad. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. And it just needs to be redone because I respect those characters and love those characters a lot more than I do the Avengers characters.
Right.
But Avengers is clearly winning in my heart right now.
Obviously, yeah.
That's why we're doing Marvel movies today. Yeah. So, yeah. You got any other input on that?
I don't think so.
I like the idea of sticking with the singles,
Yeah.
But it's just sad because it shows that they're giving up for sure.
Yeah.
They're definitely throwing in the towel. And the other thing is I don't think the singles movies that are coming up are going to be any good.
Right.
Like the Joker
Shazam,
one.
Well, Joker's separate. It's not the same universe.
Okay.
But Shazam, Wonder Woman, if they're still doing a Flash movie.
They should not do a Flash movie.
They should not.
If they do, they should get rid of Ezra Miller and just be like, that was that was Elseworld Flash. Next. Yeah. Moving on. Barry. Okay. Get Barry. Get Grant.
I was trying to think of another Kentucky Johns, but I couldn't.
Call Grant. Get him down here. He's a much better Barry Allen. Honestly, they could. They could. If they really just wanted to like stick to their guns, they could retcon this whole thing in a second.
Yeah.
Just break it open. Make it different universes.
Yeah.
Why not?
If there's one place you can do that, it's comic books. So.
Exactly. Especially in DC because you have the Flash who can just orchestrate the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Main topic.
Yeesh.
Straight through. I'm just kidding. Which one do you want to do first? Guardians of the Galaxy or Doctor Strange?
Guardians.
Is Guardians not this week?
Oh, I didn't think so.
Brother.
Oh, it's Guardians. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is.
God, you had me fucked.
No, because remember when I wrote on our planner, I wrote Doctor Strange twice?
Yeah.
That's why it confused me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll do Doctor Strange.
All right. This is pretty good.
This one I really enjoy.
I like Doctor Strange a lot. I think...
we both really enjoy Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is nice. I think the only problem with this movie, but they fixed it, and I understand why they didn't do it in this, is because he's not the Sorcerer Supreme yet.
Yeah.
Or, I don't even think he is yet, period. He's getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't know the timeline between
but
Strange and Infinity War Ragnarok.
Yeah. But I think the only problem with this is it's just the same magic over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's the same hand circle things.
But I get it.
Yeah. That's
So
all
it's
they
like,
can do.
it's not just like annoying. It's just and the only reason I say that it's okay now is because when this first came out, I was like, that was kind of lame. They didn't do any more magic. And then Thor Ragnarok came out, and like, okay, he is actually capable of doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think that
Did it introduce magic? I'm trying to think.
yeah, it
Like
did.
magic anyway.
It did for sure. I mean,
Probably. I feel like it did. But I'm trying to think. It had
all the movies we've covered so far haven't had magic in it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Unless you classify Wanda as magic. Maximoff.
I think you could.
But this is like legit,
Well,
like
see-
magic, like sorcery.
I'm trying to think. Like
Definitely
Doctor Strange
introduced
uses.
time travel.
Yeah, that's true. He uses a ancient art that was already like established, where Wanda kind of just pulls energy from the stone.
Yeah, Wanda is just like...
She's like an energy manipulator.
She's like a mutant. She is a mutant.
She is a mutant, yeah. So I wouldn't call hers magic.
Hers is just kind of force, like forces.
Witch.
You witch?
Yeah.
I'd call her a blue witch. What's another word for blue? Violet. There you go.
Oh, nice.
That was a good
Plum?
one, right?
No.
Plum, huh? Maroon.
Burgundy.
What's that?
Burgundy.
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia. Magenta.
Oh, shit. We're getting deep here. Damn it, you already said plum.
I said
cherry.
That's too red.
You're right, that is too red. It's not dark enough. Black cherry. Okay, all right, we're done.
Yes.
All right, what else?
It had one of the most clever endings, sort of.
I would agree with that. Because he doesn't just defeat... And first off, Dormammu is like... He's like kind of a faceless villain. Like, you don't really... You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like these double villains, right? Where he's fighting... gosh, what's that guy's name? He's got a crazy name.
Oh, yeah.
Caecilius or something?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know you're talking about.
Fighting
the guy with
the main bad. Yeah, the
the
guy with the
eye
eyes, right?
things,
and
yeah.
you think he's the main bad, but really they're fighting Dormammu, right?
He's a ward, basically.
Exactly. So you get all the punchies and all the magic with that guy, and then the real, true, interesting villain is Dormammu, and the way he defeats him is not by punching him or anything like that. He defeats him using wit and will.
Yeah.
You know? So he's just like, I'll do this all freaking day, you know? And eventually...
I've come to bargain.
Yeah, he gives... Yep, and he uses the time gem stone to get his way.
Mm-hmm.
I really like and this isn't this movie, this is just his character, but like I like how like he was the best at what he did and he gets that taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he finally gets like something that he can do, you know what I mean? He like delves all in. You know what I mean? Like he's stealing books from the library when he's not supposed to be.
Yep.
He's like messing with things that he's not supposed to be. He's like reincarnating apples and shit. You know?
Well, there's a part where the ancient one, he asked, "How do I do this?" And then she responded with a question. It was like, "Well, how'd you become a doctor?"
Exactly.
And he was like, "Years of practice." And he was like, well.
And I think if you want some like, I don't know, if you want some motivation to like go learn something new, this is a good movie to go watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, because no matter how far you fall, like you can learn something else. You can do something else. You know?
Yeah. There's not just one end all be all.
Path, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
He's a total dick at the beginning of this movie.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Total.
It's also a good movie for that. You get to see a guy kind of learn.
Unlike Tony, almost. You know, Tony just keeps making mistake after mistake.
Yeah, and he can. I think in Avengers: Infinity War, Benedict or Doctor Strange can see that in Tony. You know, because he's like giving him sass. You know.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
It had really cool fight scenes with all like the world shape.
Yeah, I love that. The like
shifting.
mirror effect and everything.
Yeah.
Also, the meeting the Ancient One scene is really cool. He just like throws him into a realm and he's just floating around like.
Well, no, all the out of body stuff was cool too.
Yeah.
Because he fought one of the goons, in like the spirit world or whatever, and then him like, kind of hovering over. What was her name? Rachel, maybe? I don't remember, but
his nurse friend.
Yeah, or ex-lover.
Yes.
Like how to do it all like in the spirit world. It's cool.
I also like what's it called? Is it called a sling ring? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
But how he teaches him, he just puts him on top of a mountain and is like, "You'll figure it out."
Yeah.
And he's like freezing to death. He's like, "How long can I live up here?" He's like, "About 7 minutes." He's like, "Well, shit." So yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like how Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I was literally about to try to pronounce his name.
Oh, go for it.
No.
You got it.
Nah.
All right. But yeah,
I was thinking in my head. what his name was.
I like how he is like, he starts out cool
Mhm.
and eventually becomes
Yeah,
not really
because he's basically been lied to in
Yeah.
his eyes. It's like his entire learning experience there.
Yep, exactly.
Which,
I also love the scene where they're training and they just have all these like little magical items.
oh yeah,
I love that. He's like, these are the boots of Dharmathor or whatever, and he's just like hopping off of nothing,
Mhm.
He's like, these are the nunchucks of blank, and he's just slapping them around. It's just really cool. And it's funny. This movie's funny as well.
Yeah.
Wong might be one of the best sidekicks of all time.
him and Michael Pena.
Yeah, him and
They're
Michael
up there.
Pena are pretty good sidekicks. I love the scene in Infinity War where he goes, Wong, you watch Bruce here. You just take care of Bruce.
Take care of him for me. Yeah,
Take care of this guy for me.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I like that they kept him around. You know what I mean? Like he's in one of the biggest movies of the year.
Infinity War.
Yeah, Wong is just like this guy.
Yeah. Small cameo. We don't know what happens to him, but
Yeah. I also like their comedy leaks into Infinity War as well. He's like, going to get a sandwich.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't have any
money.
money. He I would really love a tuna something. He
Tuna melt.
hands him money.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And he's like, something to the. Oh, man. It's like he's like, dude, I can't think. I'm missing one word and I know the rest. It's like
Protector?
no he's like, it's addicted but not addicted. It's like addicted to the material. Is like, damn, I cannot think. This is irritating.
Yeah. You got this. I believe in you.
Okay.
We're just going to sit
Just
here
keep
until
talking.
you get
I'm gonna think.
it. Okay. Attached to humanly possessions?
It's like attached.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
He's now Googling.
Attached to the material is distancing from the
Materialistic?
spiritual or something like that.
Oh,
I don't even know how to look that up, but
you got anything else you want to say about this movie?
I don't believe so.
And so it ends with him
Bargaining.
bargaining with Dormammu.
Mm-hmm.
And basically him and Wong become New York City's protector of
Yeah.
that realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also in Spider-Man video game, you can go look at their
Oh, that's cool.
what's it called? Sanctum Sanctorum?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty sick, by the way. Because you're just swinging through the city. This little camera icon pops up. You're like, oh, I got to go take a picture or something. You land and you're like, oh, shit. It's the Sanctum Sanctorum.
That's cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Do you want to rank that one first?
Oh,
and
shit, yeah.
grade it?
Yes. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's rank it.
Rank. Okay, Marvel rank. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay.
What's the last movie we did?
We did
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man at
Okay.
number 10.
Okay.
Do you think it's better than Ant-Man?
What spots open? Great.
we have
I think it's
9.
better than Ant-Man.
We have 9 open, and that's worse than Iron Man, better than Ant-Man.
What's 8?
Iron Man.
Okay.
Do you think it's better than Iron Man?
Yeah.
Do you? Do you though? Iron Man's like a classic.
That's true. Okay. That seems fair. Number 9 then?
I think 9's perfect for it.
Yeah.
We might.
What'd you do?
What is GOG?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Why would we already rank Guardians of the Galaxy?
Because we're doing the second one.
Got it. I knew that.
Sure.
I knew that. Definitely didn't do research on Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been a long week, people. It's been a long week. This is a professional show we're putting on here. What am I typing here? Strange. You guys should see this thing. It's
I'm curious. I'm coming.
it's a beaut. Some of it's in all caps. Some of it's like, okay. Back to what we were doing. Skadoosh. All right.
You score it now?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. All right. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Sorry.
Okey-doke.
Boner score.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no as well. I was not very excited about this movie, and I think we went like 3 weeks after it came out.
I didn't see it in theaters.
Yeah, you did. No, you didn't.
I didn't go with y'all.
You're right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because we were ready, we were waiting, and you got off from work, and you're like, nah, I ain't feeling it, dog. Like, okay, all right. To be fair, we went at like 9 o'clock. So.
Yeah, man.
All right. Cinematography.
Oh,
Dude, without a doubt. The scenes with like the moving worlds. And
yeah.
Rewatchability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good rewatch.
It's different from all the other Marvel movies,
For sure.
And enjoyable, different.
And seeing Benedict doing his own thing is like kind of cool. Because it's another character kind of like Iron Man.
Yeah.
But like a different
take and
a different like completely different. Iron Man is all tech, all mind, right? And his is all like will and knowledge and just mastery. Yeah. Acting. Well,
it's Benedict
answered that one. So I think the only thing would be the bad guy, whatever his name is.
Oh, I got you.
He's not very good.
I
forget that. He's not very good.
Okay.
That's about it though. And his like his apprentices are pretty weird, but they don't talk much, which is good.
They're just goons, man.
Yeah, they really just run. You know what I mean? They're just which is good. Engagement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this movie's interesting to watch, and then the story. I think the story is really good. The way it like
top of his profession doctor.
Yeah.
Who loses his thing that allows him to do that basically.
And like the ancient one scene where she goes off and dies is pretty like super cool, you know?
Yeah.
And what's it called? I also like the thing about the story is like it's a origin story, but it is very different from all the other origin stories we've seen. And that's what I was worried about with this movie. I was like, oh, it's another origin. Okay. Sweet. So that's
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
Cool.
All right. GOG2.
Guardians of the Galaxy. This one we all went to see together in Dolby.
Yeah.
This was right when Dolby came out here, I think, right?
Yep. So Guardians of the Galaxy is like a monumental, what do you call it? Shift, I would say, in movies in general. You can take a character that, bless you, nobody knows anything about and make them a household name overnight.
Yeah.
And make it funny.
Well, they did, yeah.
And make it interesting. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is an attempt to rebottle that, you know, that, what do they call it?
Nostalgia?
Lightning in a bottle.
Oh, okay.
They try to recapture that.
Yeah.
And they did a decent job.
Yeah.
They didn't do amazing.
Well, not as good, but it was still good.
And I think
it's the thing, they set the bar so high for themselves.
Exactly. And it's like it's not like they tried to set the bar so high for themselves. They just made a good movie, and then everyone wanted them to make the exact same thing over again.
No one knows what it is, so the bar is low.
Yeah.
And then it's a really good, enjoyable movie, which makes the bar jump like crazy.
You know, I gotta say, I was really excited for the awesome volume, or what's it called?
Oh, the music?
Yeah, the volume part 2.
Yeah. I don't remember a song from it.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
Now, number 1 is very good.
One is very good.
Number 1 is very good. I think this movie lacks from. They tell the story of where he came from, and then it's just like not that interesting, or just kind of weird.
And I mean, it's kind of like it's like a side quest in a video game.
It literally is like
because
it has no effect.
Like, you're doing something, and then along your way of this journey, you find out, you know, his origin, and then whenever the movie's over, it's just like none of it matters now.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the other thing is I was expecting this movie to have implications.
Oh, further down the road,
right?
Stuff.
That like Chris Pratt is like important being, and I thought he was gonna like have to do something with the Infinity Gauntlet or something like that because he's literally like half of a Celestial, right?
Yep.
And it's literally just like, yeah, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's a guy now.
He's just a more good guy than the rest of the people, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I feel like the Guardians do that a lot, though. Like, I feel like their whole story so far has just been side quests that have actually rolled themselves.
Well, that's kind of their
into
job, though. They're like
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're for hire. They're Guardians for hire.
Exactly. Like, exactly. In Infinity War, they're literally just like, oh, there's a distress
call. Mm-hmm.
Side quest.
Yep.
Up shit. It's the main quest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just hits you. So, yeah.
It's like I've been playing Super Smash Brothers Brawl, like the story mode. It's like when you're doing the story and you come across a door, you're like, I don't know if this is a side quest door or the main story door. And they don't know which door is which, basically.
Gotcha. Then you open it up and you're like, crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would I say? All the Guardians are good.
Oh yeah.
I don't think.
And you introduce one more, really.
And then get rid of them.
I was talking about Mantis.
Oh, okay. Mantis is great. Mantis is great.
You talking about Yondu?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of introducing someone as part of the team and then getting rid of them right away.
Yeah.
That kind of makes me mad. It gives you no emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
It did because I like Yondu and I knew him going in, but like for people that don't know anything, they're like, "Hey, it's Woody Harrelson. It's Yondu." Okay, he's dead. You know, it's just like, but he's still good. I still loved it.
That one, Woody Harrelson. That was Michael Rooker.
My bad, Michael Rooker. Say they're big.
They look alike. Yeah.
And he painted his head blue. It's like,
that's true.
Even harder. I apologize. He's got good stuff though. I think he's really good in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baby Groot.
It's adorable.
Is adorable.
I like the family retro, or like the family
aspect of it,
where they're all like taking care of them, raising them.
Yeah, kind of. The opening scenes of this movie is perfect. I love it because you just got Baby Groot just dancing around. Also, I love the part where at the end, right, he gives him the thing. And he's like, Groot, just hold on to this for a second, and then he just runs down the tunnel.
Yep.
And Rocket's like,
he's trying to show him the sequence to blow it up.
Yeah.
He's like, just don't push this one. He
raises
his
like,
finger on
Groot. Yeah, it's just that.
And then the whole scene of him trying to get Yondu's fin, him just bringing back different objects around the place.
Yep, that's great.
Yep.
Really, what this movie lacks is the final third.
Yeah, because it was good. Like, don't get us wrong.
Oh no, it's great. It's just not as good as the first one.
Yeah, and like we were alluding to, it's like you're spending all this time figuring out who he is and what he's capable of.
Yes.
And then as soon as he defeats his father, that power's gone. So he's just a normal person again, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, you can be normal and still be great, you know. But
they spend a lot of time discussing it, like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of flashback.
A lot of time, him trying to figure it out as well.
Yeah, and it's just and like a lot of like Peter Quill just being like enamored by his dad and just wants to, you know what I mean? Well, realistically, he's a bad guy.
Like, he wants to play catch with his dad.
Exactly. It's like, really? You like fell into that trap, you know? It's just, I don't know. I think the minute you step onto his planet, you should be like.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's ego, and he's not really a living planet. He's like just a dude that made a planet.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. But yeah, I think they just went, if we get a good enough actor, it'll be great, right? It's like, well, yeah. And I don't like the final fight scene. I think it's lame.
It's he turns into a giant Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's just two giant dudes punching each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just ego showing off his strength, really.
Yeah.
You know what I really did like in this movie?
What?
Is Gamora's sister, what's her name?
Nebula.
Nebula's arc in this movie.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a redemption.
Yes,
for her.
And you get to really see why they like hate each other.
Yeah,
or why one hates the other.
Yeah, because Thanos would used to make them fight, and every time Nebula would lose, she would get like updated.
Exactly.
You know, and it was like torture for her, and all she ever wanted was a sister, is what she said.
Exactly. And it's like, that's actually a good arc.
Yeah.
It's
very real worldy.
And it's like her and Gamora go off and like actually have their own like little fight for a while. You know what I mean? It's like their own little separate thing that's going on.
Yep.
Which
turns to like run her over with a ship.
Oh yeah, she like plows a ship right into her.
Yep.
Yep. And I just think this is a good movie to package that in, you know, before, because once I get to Infinity War, it's like it's cool. You actually like them both, you know. So, yep. All right.
Yeah. Ready to rank?
Yeah. You got anything else for it?
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Groot's great.
Yep. It overall good.
Yondu dying is sad.
But it was funny doing it. Not like funny death, but like he was funny.
Yeah, he's very funny.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Look, I'm Mary Poppins.
And he may be your father, but he ain't your daddy.
Also, Yondu in this movie is dope. Like this, they have a scene where they're breaking out of what's it called? Him and
the scavenger ship.
Yeah, they're breaking out of the scavenger ship, and he's just wrecking people left and right.
Yeah, with his
him
bow.
And Rocket and Groot fighting all together is very fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Boner score.
Yeah, we're excited to see it.
Oh, hell yeah. Cinematography.
Yeah.
Yep. Rewatchability.
Nah.
Yeah, it's a tough one to rewatch. It's like it's because they, like we said, they spend a lot of time alluding to this mystery, and so if you already know, one, what the mystery is, and two, that it's lame, it's like, yeah, acting,
it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Engagement.
Yeah, like you said, you're trying to figure out
the first time around.
stuff.
It's pretty engaging.
First time.
Story.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say there's good parts, like it's fun to watch. The story is very lacking in this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is that 4?
That's 4.
Wow, surprising.
It's not that great.
It's not.
It's good. Not that great. It's still better than most DC movies. No offense.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I think I see right where it belongs.
All right.
If you ask
so,
me.
let's see. I'm trying to remember.
So you got 1 Winter Soldier, 2 Civil War, 5 Avengers, 6 Guardians of the Galaxy, 7 Captain America First Avenger, 8 Iron Man, 9 Strange, 10 Ant-Man, 11 Ultron, 12 Nothing, 13 Thor. So we have... It can go below Thor or below Ultron, or it can go higher. Or it can shift everything up.
So this is... Because I'm trying to think what we have left. We have 3 movies left.
Okay. And we have 3 and 4 to fill.
So what spots are open right now?
3, 4. 12. 14, 15.
Something's wrong.
Because
you put Strange in there, right?
Yep.
All right. So there's 5 spots left.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, and Spider-Man Homecoming left.
Okay. So you just need
After
to,
this.
so you just shift everything.
Yeah. So I think we just added
We'll
one
figure
more.
that out.
Yeah. I think when we did it, we added like Ant-Man and the Wasp, probably.
Okay.
Because that is after, which we didn't count towards this.
Okay.
So I want to say it's probably going to need some shifting for sure.
I say it goes... I think it's worse than Ultron,
Uh-huh.
but better than Thor.
Okay, I agree with that, but there's still a spot after that too, isn't there?
There's a spot after Thor, but before Iron Man 2.
Yeah, and these next 3 movies aren't going to go in that spot. So I think we need to shift some stuff, but we'll
That's
get
fine.
there next week.
Okay, so I
or
say we
next
put...
time.
Let's do this. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then what if we just shift all this? So make Iron Man 2 14.
Okay.
Iron Man 3 15.
Yep.
And Thor the Dark World 16. Then we have 3, 4. Yes. We have 3 and 4 left, and we can shift.
All right. I would say move Thor down,
Okay.
the first Thor.
So there's a gap between Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy. This is riveting. Riveting podcasting right here.
So I would put, yeah, that works for me.
All right.
Right
and we'll
there.
see if that works out. I don't know what's going to go right here.
It'll probably do some shifting.
Yeah,
next
ooh,
review.
this is tough. This got real hard real fast.
It did. First couple were easy.
Yeah, we were just slapping them in there. Now it's like getting complex.
Right.
All right. Sweet.
Yes.
You got an 8 for debate?
I do.
Oh, shit.
I didn't warn you about it because I want your true and honest opinion.
Fuck me. Okay, let's do it.
So it's kind of a debate, but it's more of a thinker.
I like thinkers.
I know. That's why I want to do it.
Okay.
So it's Star Wars related.
Ooh.
All right. So the Death Star was in building and got blown up, right?
Yes.
And then it got rebuilt.
Yes.
So with it's the same plans.
Okay.
And they use whatever parts from the first one to make the new one.
Okay.
Or the other Death Star.
Okay.
Is it the same Death Star or a different Death Star?
How do you know they used...
No, I'm saying they do. I'm telling you, they use all the parts they could from the one they managed to scrap up.
I mean... This is tough.
I know. It's supposed to be. That's the point.
Well, doesn't he say in the third movie he has a new and improved, fully operational battle station?
I don't know.
Duh, that's a quote. I know for sure
Okay,
because I used to have a Death Star ornament as a kid.
Right.
And if you clicked it, it did the Emperor's thing where he goes, "We have a new and improved, fully operational battle station." Then he destroys a planet.
Okay.
But is that in 4 or is that in 6? New and improved would mean that they rebuilt it.
Mm-hmm. So is it the same Death Star, or do they?
I would say it's
Created
a new one.
You say it's a new one.
Yes.
Okay. Just because it's the words "new" and "improved" are used.
I'm trying to. Okay, so
So we can relate this to real world if it helps.
Yeah, let's do it.
So if you have a boat, and your boat, you get in an accident in your boat, you hit a pier or something and ruin it. So you have to build a new boat, and you use parts from the old boat.
Okay.
Is it the same boat or a new boat?
If you use if you use the exact same parts, then it's the same boat.
Like say you're driving your boat on the water and you hit like a pier or something, and the front of it, like the front third of it, is
Yes.
completely ruined.
Yes.
And so the remaining of it you can reuse for the new boat.
Then it's the same boat.
Like if you take off panel of wood by wood to build a new boat.
Oh, so you're now changing the design and everything like that.
Yeah,
So
so
you're using like the dead parts of one boat to build like a rowboat, for example.
sure, yeah.
Like let's say you broke off the front of your yacht, so then you make a rowboat out of it.
No,
Just
I'm
to
not-
boil this down to make it easier, right?
I'm saying like because say the front third,
Yeah,
one third
yeah,
is
yes.
ruined, so
Yes.
you use the remaining good 2/3 onto a new boat.
Oh God. This is just it's just a dumb question. It's like then that's 2/3 of a new boat. Or no, it's 1/3 of a new boat. The 2/3 is old. Or the same. And to answer your
But okay, so a fisherman, that happens to him. Does he name it the same thing or rename it something else?
Oh, that's a good question. I think he names it the same thing and puts a 2 behind it.
Okay.
That's what you got to do.
You think?
Unless you're like
I think that's
Mr.
what a
Hendrick
fisherman does.
or something, and you own multiple boats, then you
Mhm.
name it, blank 1, blank 2, blank
Right.
3. Then you're just fucking rich.
Uh-huh. And then someone comes up to a fisherman and says, "Oh, you got a new boat?" How do you answer that?
Yes and no. That's how you answer
Then
that.
you go on this long tangent
go,
of what
Listen,
what
yes
defines
and no.
a new
It's
boat.
a new boat, but technically it's not really a new boat because, by the way, it's now witnessed the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station. So he does not say new and improved.
Okay. So the fisherman.
So back to the Death Star.
Okay.
Do they ever actually finish the Death Star 2? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either. So it's
not new. It's still busted.
Because they had one in 4. It got blown up.
Blew that shit to smithereens.
Mm-hmm.
And then Luke infiltrates before they finish building it.
Yeah.
That's why they battle on Endor. Because they're not battling the Death Star.
Yeah.
So it's not new.
It's not new. It's the same.
Wait. Well, in the actual movies, it's brand new because they fucking vaporized the old one.
Right.
But in this situation, in your boat situation.
Okay, so take this. So they don't.
It's yes and no.
So
listen, that board is probably not where it was originally, so it's not exactly the same.
Well, here with the Death
atom
Star,
by atom.
since it got vaporized,
Yes.
they have no materials from the old one.
Yes.
To use on the new one.
Okay.
But if they use the same plans to build that,
They didn't use the same plans, by the way.
but it's new and improved, so they based it off of those plans.
It's bigger. The
Okay.
second one's bigger.
Okay.
I know this for a fact. I watched a YouTube video
Okay.
where it shows the sizes, and Death Star 2 is bigger.
Okay,
than
so
Death
that's
Star
good. So that means if they use, so if they don't use parts from the old one, it's new.
Do what? What'd you say?
If they don't use parts from the old one, it's new. If they use parts from the
Yes.
old one,
Though designed
it's
to
the
be
same.
very similar in appearance and function to the first Death Star, the second Death Star improved on its predecessor's design by incorporating millions of millimeter-sized heat dispersion tubes in place of a 2-meter-wide thermal exhaust port exploited by the Rebel Alliance on the Battle of Yavin.
So that's the
they
difference.
did improve it. For sure, they
Nice.
improved it. Larger than its 160 kilometer wide predecessor and constructed using more efficient methods. So it's new. It's new. And
Okay,
it's not
I'm
the
agree.
same plans. But why the okay, let's just boil this down to like a film thing since we're a movie podcast. Why the fuck would you make a movie about the exact same weapon? And then 30 years later do it again. Except this one can hit multiple planets. Oh,
I don't
fuck
know, that's why
off
the
with this.
Prequels are better.
I tell you what, some of the battleships in the prequel are pretty dope. You remember
Yeah.
this Senate battleship that's like a donut,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a half donut with a circle in the middle? That thing is dope.
Yeah. And even though it looks funky, like you remember Jango Fett's ship?
What?
Jan-
Yeah, Slave One. It's so funky.
It's funky, but it still looks fine.
Whoever designed that ship is a weirdo though.
I think
Like
it looks like a droid's face. Like
it looks like a celestial head. He flies around on a celestial head. Oh, okay. You got anything else?
I think that's it.
Do you have an unpopular opinion or a sleeper?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I do have our list for next week though.
Oh, I have a sleeper.
Okay.
It's this movie called Wonder. You ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's about it. I just saw it on Netflix the other day.
Is that the one you
It's
couldn't
got-
think of earlier?
No.
Oh.
It's got Owen Wilson in it. It's very good.
Wow.
Wow. He doesn't wow in the movie.
Then why would you watch it?
This is fair. This is fair. No, it's about a kid that has a deformity, and it just like the struggles of his life, and I can connect with it on a different level because of some of the stuff like my sister's gone through and stuff.
Oh,
Because
gotcha.
it's about a kid, right, and then the older sister
Yeah.
is there, and like it goes the way the movie works, it goes through everybody's story, right? So it's like chapters,
Yeah.
and you watch the same events over, but through different people's eyes.
Oh, okay.
And so it goes to the sister, you know what I mean? And I don't know, she like just the way her life works is very similar to mine. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Okay.
Where like the sibling is, for example, one of the scenes is like her best friend always said that their family was the Earth, and it revolved around the sun.
Right.
Being
S-O-N.
that kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nice if they ever looked at the daughter. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got
And
you.
so I can relate a lot to that because, and it I don't know. It's just, I guess it probably means more to me than anybody else, but it's still a good movie at its heart.
Sure.
You know? So yeah, that's a good movie.
You want the list for next week?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So it's we can do. We don't know what we're doing for the topic next week.
No,
Yeah.
you got to come up with that. I was just kidding. We can
Okay.
do another war. That was fun.
That was
We can
fun.
just do
I thought of
whatever.
a really cool idea for that. I didn't know how it would go over though.
Okay,
But
you'd have to let me know.
Yeah. But we're doing. I don't know how many you want to do. We'll decide it later. 5, 7, or 10.
Okay.
But it's that number favorite TV shows, but it's like docuseries TV shows.
Ooh.
So anything where
So let's do 5 because
5?
I'm struggling to put together 5.
no, trust me, you can think of more than 5.
You're probably right.
So it's not like a documentary sort of thing, but it's like Top Gear, River Monsters,
Got it.
Kitchen
So
Nightmares.
something other than like a scripted,
Mm-hmm.
like
Something where there's a TV crew
7.
filming.
7.
7?
I already know what my number 1 is.
There you go. Did I just say it?
No.
Okay. So
No,
something where
I love Top Gear, but I'm not like.
it's real life filming. Like it's not a scripted, it's a live sort of thing.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, it can
like
be scripted a
shows along
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
Like Top Gear scripted,
Yeah.
but it's still like about cars, learning about cars, teaching
Mhm.
about cars. It's
Yeah.
not like a narrative story driven.
Exactly.
I like that. 7.
Mhm.
We'll do 7.
7.
Down.
Sweet.
Sick. All right. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Adios. Salute.
I don't know. Adios.